Good evening students. Today we are going to start chapter 4 metals and non-metals, and topics to be covered in this chapter are classification of elements, occurrence of metals and non-metals in nature, physical properties of metals and non-metals, chemical properties of metals and non-metals, uses of metals and non-metals. So let's start with some introduction. First we will discuss about element. An element is a substance which is made up of only one kind of atom. What does it mean? It means all the atoms of an element are same. Okay, for example, iron, copper, gold are elements, and iron is made up of same kind of atoms, or we can say in iron all the atoms are same, but the atoms of iron are different from the atoms of copper. Okay, now what are the atoms? An atom is the smallest unit that shows all the properties of an element. That means atom is the smallest particle of the element. Clear? Now, till now 118 elements are known. In that, first 98 exist naturally on the earth, while 99 to 118 have been prepared by the scientists in laboratories. Okay? And all these elements are arranged on a chart called periodic table of elements. Clear? Now, the first topic is classification of elements. Now, we are surrounded by different kinds of material like steel, plastics, wood, rubber, etc. And all the materials are having different properties because they are made up of different elements which are having different physical and chemical properties. So, on the basis of their physical and chemical properties, elements can be classified into metals, non-metals and metalloids. So, first one is metals. What are metals? The elements that are hard, lustrous, malleable, ductile, sonorous and good conductors of heat and electricity are called metals. That means a metal should have all these properties. Okay, and due to these properties they are used for making machines, railways, motor vehicles, bridges, buildings, agricultural tools, aircraft, ships, etc. Okay, now second type is non-metals. The elements that are brittle, non-lustrous, non-malleable, non-ductile and are bad conductors of heat and electricity are called non-metals. That means non-metals are just opposite of metals. For example, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, iodine, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. Now, the third type is metalloids. The elements which exhibit the characteristics of both metals and non-metals are called metalloids. Means the metalloids are having the properties of metals as well as non-metals. For example, boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium, all are the metalloids. Now, the next topic is occurrence of metals and non-metals in nature. Metals occur in nature in both free as well as combined form. Few metals like silver, gold, platinum occur in free state. Why? Because these metals are least reactive. They do not react with air, carbon dioxide, moist. Hence, they are known as noble metals. But most of the metals occur in earth crust in their combined form. Why? Because these metals are highly reactive. When they react with oxygen, they form oxides. When they react with carbon dioxide, they form carbonates. When they react with sulfur, they form sulfides. And the combined form of metals are known as minerals. Okay, and a mineral from which a metal can be extracted economically is called an ore. So what is ore? An ore is a mineral which contains maximum percentage of metal. For example, calcium is extracted from limestone and iron from hematite. So limestone is an ore of calcium and hematite is an ore of iron. Now, like metals, non-metals also occur in the free as well as in combined state in nature. Gaseous non-metals like nitrogen, oxygen and hydrogen are present in free form in air. They are also found in combined form. Nitrogen is present in all living organisms as protein. It is also present in the soil in the form of various nitrogenous compounds. Now, oxygen is present in water in combined state and as oxides of various elements in the earth crust. Phosphorus is found in rocks in the form of phosphates. Carbon occurs in pure form as diamond, graphite and coal. In combined state, it occurs as carbonates, hydrocarbons and carbon dioxide in air. Now, The next topic is physical properties of metals and non-metals. The metals and non-metals differ a lot in their physical properties. Like first, physical state. Metals. Most of the metals are solids at room temperature except mercury and gallium, which are liquid. Non-metals exist in all the three states of matter. For example, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen are gases. Iodine, phosphorus, sulfur are solids. Bromine is the only non-metal which is liquid at room temperature. Okay. Second physical property is hardness. So all the metals are very hard. For example, iron, cobalt, nickel. Okay. However, there are few metals like sodium and potassium that are so soft that they can be cut with a sharp knife. Non-metals are very soft. But diamond, a form of carbon, is an exception. It is the hardest natural substance. Third physical property is luster. All the metals have a shining surface called luster when freshly prepared. They have a quality of reflecting light from their surface. Okay, because of the ability of metals to shine, they are used for making jewelry, statues and other decorative items. Okay, opposite of that, non-metals are non-lustrous or dull. But diamond, iodine, graphite are the only non-metals which have a shiny appearance. Now, next physical property is malleability. In metals, malleability is the property of metals that allows them to be beaten into thin sheets. That means we can prepare thin sheets of the metal using these properties. And gold and silver are the most malleable metals. But non-metals are brittle and cannot be beaten into thin sheets. Now, to show that metals are malleable and non-metals are brittle, we do an activity. We'll take small samples of metal like iron nail, thick copper wire, thick aluminium wire, and non-metals lead of pencil, graphite and a hammer. What we have to do? Beat each of with the help of a hammer. What we will see? Metal objects get flattened upon hammering and non-metals break. What is the conclusion of that experiment, that activity? Metals are malleable whereas non-metals are brittle. Now, the next physical property is ductility. Ductility is the property of metals that allows them to be drawn into thin wires. That means we can make thin wires due to this property. We can see the copper wire, we can see the aluminum wire at our home. But non-metals cannot be drawn into thin wires as they are not ductile. Now, next physical property is sonorous. What do you mean by the sonorous? The metals produce a ringing sound when struck. This property of metal is known as sonorousness or sonority. Due to this property, they are used for making bells and strings, wires of musical instruments like sitar and violin. But just opposite of that, non-metals do not produce a ringing sound when struck hard and hence they are not sonorous. Next one is color. Metals usually have a silver or grey color except copper and gold. Non-metals have different colors. For example, sulfur is yellow, graphite is black, chlorine is a greenish yellow gas, iodine is a violet, etc. Next is thermal conductivity. All the metals are good conductor of heat and silver is the best conductor of heat. Non-metals are bad conductors of heat, but diamond, which is a good conductor of heat, it is an exception. Next is electrical conductivity. All the metals are very good conductor of electricity. Again, the silver metal is the best conductor of electricity. Copper and aluminium are also very good conductor of electricity. But non-metals are generally bad conductors of electricity. But carbon in the form of graphite is the only non-metal which is good conductor of electricity. Now, next physical property is melting and boiling point. So, metals generally have a very high melting and boiling point. Exception sodium, potassium and mercury, which have very low melting and boiling point. And non-metal usually having very low melting and boiling point. But exception is graphite, which is having very high melting and boiling point. Now in the next lecture we will discuss about chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Thank you. Have a nice day.